Hey everyone, and welcome to WDIM Plus, where today I'll be updating you on the third season of the highly anticipated Netflix series, The Umbrella Academy, based on the Dark Horse comic book of the same name, created by Gerald Way. Season 2 left us all on a big cliffhanger, with the introduction of a new timeline and new team now living with Reginald Hargreeves and going by the name the Sparrow Academy, and I will share breakdowns of each new character. I will also share with you some photos taken from the filming of the upcoming season that have been posted online recently that I believe give us some huge clues as to the motivations of the Sparrow Academy members. I heard a rumor that you love the Umbrella Academy and want to be kept up to date on all the news about the upcoming season. To do that, simply hit the like button and subscribe if you have not yet, as I release videos weekly on the channel. I just did a similar update video for the upcoming season of Cobra Kai, also set to air on Netflix, and I have a contest going this summer, and if you would like to try to win this t-shirt, just be sure to be subscribed, plus like and comment on any new videos until August 31st, 2021, and then I will announce the winner. Right now, I'm only planning on giving away one shirt, but the more subscribers I get by then, the more shirts I will give away, and if we can get this channel to 1,000 subscribers, I will choose 10 comments and give away 10 shirts. Thank you if you choose to enter, I really appreciate all the support. The third season of The Umbrella Academy began filming in February of 2021 after a long hiatus due to the COVID crisis. Even after filming has begun, the process has been much slower due to the added safety protocols put in place on every set, but I do not believe that the production has had any issues due to outbreaks or infections. In the past, it has taken the series around 5 months to film each season, but for this season it looks like it will take them at least 7, with filming scheduled to be complete by August. Because of this, there's a good chance we will not see the season until 2022, but it has also been rumored by the cast and crew that they are hoping for an early release, possibly in January. Along with the aforementioned Cobra Kai and the series Stranger Things, The Umbrella Academy is one of the most popular series on the channel, so there's no doubt that Netflix will want to release it as soon as they can. But since Cobra Kai is also scheduled to release their 4th season at the end of 2021, possibly in December, this could push out the release of the next season of The Umbrella Academy by a month or so in order for the channel to fully absorb all the viewing numbers it can for both shows and not have one overshadow the other. Add to that, Stranger Things is also scheduled to be released in the first quarter of 2022, and I believe we may see a release schedule of having one of these shows released every 2 months, possibly starting in December with Cobra Kai, and then see a late January or February release of The Umbrella Academy's new season, and then finally in March or April get a new season of Stranger Things. This would also line up with when each show began filming, as well as the amount of effects and post-production that go into each series, with Stranger Things obviously using the most visual effects of the three and requiring the most time to complete, and Cobra Kai hardly using any, which makes for a much easier post-production process. Whenever the series is released, it is sure to hit the ground running with 10 episodes once again that will be released all at once. If you recall, the season ended with some shocking events that forever changed the face of the series. At the end of the season, the group was able to defeat the Handler in 1963, but still change the events that transpired and create an entirely new timeline where they are no longer the adopted children of Reginald Hargreeves. This also affected the circumstances surrounding the Kennedy assassination, and the world believes that they are somehow connected after their actions got the attention of the FBI and the press. But there were also many other changes that occurred, such as Grace ending her relationship with Hargreeves, which no doubt also removes Pogo, the talking chimpanzee who is under her care, from the future of the story. This seemingly would remove her presence as an android mother figure in the house, although since it was shown that Vanya was the cause of the need for an android nanny after she accidentally killed all the rest, it is possible that there would not have been a need for a robot nanny to begin with. Also, because of a light supper meeting between Hargreeves and all of the living members of the Umbrella Academy, it seems that he chose not to adopt any of them, and now there are 6 or 5 new heroes living in the house, along with a sentient floating box and a new version of Ben. So who are the Sparrow Academy? The Sparrow Academy are featured in the 3rd volume of the Umbrella Academy comic books, but like many things about the series, I do not believe they are following the characters or story from the comics completely. In the comics, the Sparrow Academy are not alternate universe versions of the group, but rather another group of the 43 children that are all born on the same day in 1989 and given superpowers. They are trained in secret and arrive to help the Umbrella Academy fight off other superpowered individuals as the group learns about more and more secrets that their adopted father had kept from them. But in the series, it looks like this group had been reimagined as a new group entirely, and once again, there are rumors that each member of the team will be in some way an opposite or mirror version of one of the current members of the Umbrella Academy. I'm going to go through each character now and tell you who I think they are paired up against, but I would love to hear what you think, so if you have any theories about the Sparrow Academy, let me know in the comments. Number 1 of the Sparrow Academy is listed as Marcus Hargreeves and is a natural-born leader that oozes confidence and keeps the family together, who is equally as charming as he is chiseled and colossus. His power is not obvious from the description given, but it could be a hint that his ability is super strength or that he is invulnerable given his characterization as a chiseled colossus. But this series has come up with some strange powers before, so I wouldn't be surprised if the oozes confidence part of his description has something to do with his power, and perhaps he has some type of crowd control ability that allows him to control people. As Diego has always struggled with his place as a hero in the group and the world in general, I'm guessing that Marcus and Diego will be paired up against each other or together as Diego continues to try and ascend to a leadership role. Number 2 of the Sparrow Academy is now Ben, who was number 6 in the original group. If you recall, Hargreeves gave each child a number reflective of how obedient he thought each one was to him. Now that Ben is 2 instead of 6, it appears that he is not as reluctant a hero as we saw before, and given the fact that his picture is hanging in the study, he may be the leader of this new group. It is also said that he's the most powerful member of the Sparrow Academy, having the ability to summon an extra-dimensional monster from his chest, and because of this, I think that he will be paired up against Vanya, who is the most powerful member of the Umbrella Academy. The two also shared a very touching scene at the end of season 2, so I'm sure that Vanya will draw from that as the character tries to reason with this version of their brother. Number 3 of the group is the character I'm most intrigued by, and that is the character Fei. Fei Hargreeves sees the world in a special way. She's typically the smartest person in the room and willing to negotiate, yet once you cross her, there's no turning back. From set photos, we can see that she has a very interesting look, with black sunglasses that appear to be covering scarred eyes, and black coverings on her fingers. The fact that her description mentions that she sees the world in a special way, along with her costume, must mean that her power is drawn from her eyes. The scarring along her eyes, along with the coverings on her fingers, makes me think that perhaps her ability caused her to hurt herself and damage her eyes, which may have blinded her in a way to make her power go away. This could mean that she sees things so horrible that it could cause her to do this. Since it would seem that her power tortures her, I'm guessing that she'll be faced off against Klaus, who also has been burdened by his power for most of his life. The fact that she is characterized as being the smartest person in the room, and given the fact that Klaus also has a sharp tongue, should also lend to some interesting dialogue between the two. Then we have number 4, who's reported to be Alphonso Hargreeves, who has the ability of empathic masochism, which basically means that any injury he sustains, he can inflict on someone else, like he's using a voodoo doll. Alphonso Hargreeves is a scarred crime fighter with a caustic and biting sense of humor who enjoys verbally berating his enemies almost as much as he enjoys a good pizza and a 6-pack of beer. The fact that he sees himself as a scarred crime fighter may be a hint that he'll be paired off against Diego, but honestly, I see Alphonso and Luther going at it. Luther is involved in 2 of my favorite scenes in the series, the season 1 furry rave scene and the barbecue pig out scene in season 2, and I can just totally see these two fighting it out to a long draw and then going somewhere and eating and drinking their feelings. I think that these two will probably be more comic relief than any of the other pairings, and I bet that they will again produce one of my favorite scenes from the series. The new number 5 in the group is Sloane Hargreeves, who is described as a romantic dreamer eager to see the world beyond the academy. Even though she feels tied down to her family, Sloane has plans of her own, and she may just act on them. Not much else is known about her character, but the line about her being a dreamer that can see the world may allude to an ability to find people, or maybe some type of ability tied to dreams or dreaming. Allison is also quite a romantic who has seen the world as an actress, albeit in a now defunct timeline, so she may be able to relate to Sloane more so than any other member. The final humanoid member of the Sparrow Academy is Jayme Hargreeves, who is a loner with a fear-inducing snarl you'd be wise to avoid at all costs. She doesn't say much because she doesn't have to. Her ability may be that she is able to induce fear into people just by looking at them or being looked at, similar to the Medusa character from Greek mythology. If I am correct about all the other pairings, that would mean that 5 would be faced off against Jayme, and since his ability allows him to teleport at will, he would be the only one who could sneak up on a character and not be affected by them noticing him. There is one more member of the Sparrow Academy who is given the name Christopher, but is actually a floating box. The character is described as a telekinetic cube that can turn the room freezing cold and induce paralyzing fear without so much of a warning. The trustworthy, loyal oracle of the Sparrows is treated as just another sibling. I am really interested about the backstory behind the circumstances of this character, but I wouldn't be surprised too if the series never does explain how a power child became a floating box. The fact that he is characterized as the group's oracle may be a hint that he does not go into battle but instead plans the group's missions and offers advice and direction. The guy in the chair is a common trope used in the comic book meta and is a character that stays behind to help plan the group's activities but is not as good a fighter as the rest. This character may be a subverted version of this type of character trope. There are also the other versions of the characters in the Umbrella Academy that could still be present in this timeline, who may be very different given the fact that they did not grow up in the same house. It would be a fascinating look at the nature versus nurture theory to see how different each is not growing up in the same manner, as we already know how different Ben is now. This also makes you consider the fate of Allison's daughter Grace, as she now may not even exist if Allison did not meet her ex-husband or was killed before she could even have a child. This would have a huge impact on Allison's character, and compounded with the fact that she just left her husband in Dallas before the group traveled to the future, may begin a downward spiral for her character after making a lot of positive character growth in the prior season. But the one character that may have the most impact on the season is Harlan, who was last seen as a boy traveling with his mother while levitating a wooden sparrow. It looks as if he was given abilities thanks to his interaction with Vanya in the second season when she brought him back to life. I think that he will somehow play into the season, and if he is not there in a physical presence on the show, I think he may be somewhat responsible for the new team, especially since the group is named after the bird we last saw him holding. Well, that is everything I have about the Sparrow Academy, but let me know in the comments if you have any questions or theories. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Please hit that like button if you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time on What Did I Miss?